Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 1, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. Now, in this issue of Gunslinger Spawn, McFarlane tells a story in 4 acts, and this is the first act of Gunslinger Spawn. We begin with Gunslinger Spawn having a conversation with Spawn about what drew him into that island and what you were all about, but Spawn's got to go, you know? And this goes back to, Spawn's universe, issue number 1. You can check out that review. I did do a full comic book review on that. Now, Gunslinger Spawn is like, whatever. He's in no mood to answer anyone's question. He goes to the patch in the bushes and turns on his competition. His transportation. Keep in mind, he's still trying to figure out why he isn't in the year 1864 and how he got pulled into the future, into present time. Now, his motorcycle runs dead, probably because he ran out of gas, but sunrise is about to come up and he'll need some cover. Meanwhile, we see Taylor having a conversation with Mr. Santo, his employer, about, hey, put your phone away, I'm gonna head out, lock everything up before you leave, and get off your phone. Customers love it when you pay attention to one-on-one. You sound like my dad, Mr. Santo. No, I sound like your boss. Enjoy your evening. So he leaves. A while later, Taylor's friends come in like, hey, yo, boy, come party with your boys. It's a party at Billy's tonight. When you're off. Keep in mind, that's when they said when you're off. Taylor decides now is the perfect time. Let's do this, yeah, buddy. They drive off in the car. Gunslinger Spawn is behind, and he gets to the edge of town as he pushes his bike, and he's pissed because he never had to do this with the horse. I love the humor between the gap in time. I think it's hilarious. So meanwhile, at the party, they're drinking, they're bonding over burgers and junk food and fast food. They talk about fart jokes and it smelled. You shard himself. But that reminds me of college days when it was cheap beer and Jack in the Box tacos that got me through those late night cravings. I mean, come on, never mind. Don't judge me. I'm sure someone's watching this video knowing Jack in the Box tacos were damn good late at night. Anyways, back to the review. Taylor's friends are puking because his bros are like, dude, you shouldn't have pre-game like that. Taylor's like, you're such a lightweight. They drop him off back at work, and he sees that the shed, there's light coming out of it. He's like, dude, I thought I locked it. So he goes in to check it out, and he sees something that was just beautiful. It was the motorcycle of his dreams. He's like, where'd you come from, baby? Click, clack, click. Gunslinger Spawn, hold up! Put your hands where I can see them, boy! And that's a horrible Western accent, but I have to do it, It shocks the heck out of Taylor. He's like, what's your name, son? Taylor. Is that your first or last? No, Bartlett. Taylor Bartlett. That's my full name. First and last name, sir. You got square legs. I got a question for you. And he's like, okay, what's up? Like, he gets the vibe he's not going to be killed. Do you know anything how to fix that contraption? And it's the bike. And after a brief examination, Taylor's like, dude, you're out of gas. Don't mess with me, boy. What you talking about, gas? Sorry, that kind of humor reminds me of in Cobra Kai with Johnny Lawrence, how he's so stuck on the 80s for anyone who's watched that show, and he just tells his students, you know what? Download the music, send it to the internet. You guys know what episode I'm talking about in season 1. But anyways, in the borderline between Mexico and Arizona, there's a huge private museum that's dedicated to those that ruled the earth millions of years ago. Dinosaurs. And it's these angels discussing that Calicioso's misguided attempts to recruit a new Hellspawn backfired. What's the plan now? And they're discussing in this wide panel art that they have plans for Gunslinger Spawn, and they want Gunslinger Spawn to join them on their side for their cause and their purpose. Like, they're going to include Gunslinger Spawn, but now they got to figure out a way to how to bring him in. But how do you suppose we do that? It has something to do with planning a public affair, but Todd McFarlane notes that this is coming in issue number 3, so this is in the future of Gunslinger Spawn. Meanwhile, we get back to Taylor and Gunslinger Spawn having a conversation like, hey, so you're telling me I got to figure out gas stations, tires, and highways and all that, then I could keep on traveling. Yes, but you got enough horsepower in your bike. And he's like, I know the power of a horse. It's like, no, not that kind of horse I'm talking about. Like, anyways, look, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it. And he's like, what's a Google? Of course he doesn't know what a Google is. Does this brother even have a cell phone? No, he doesn't. So Gunslinger Spawn expresses frustration. I got some places to be. I need to get to like the Twin Butts because there's something buried there and I need to deal with it. And he's like, you mean those Twin Butts? And Gunslinger Spawn gets pissed and he busted out a strap to Taylor and he's like, wait a minute, and Taylor realizes what's going on. Are you telling me you can't read? And a cool air remains silent for the longest time. Then Gunslinger Spawn makes his confession. No, I can't read. And the way he survived all this time, because Taylor asked him, how'd you survive all this time, is he opens up his jacket and shows his arsenal of weapons. And the reason why my hat's so tall, because I got this knife right here. And Taylor's like, that's a big knife. And should I be scared right now? And Gunslinger Spawn postures himself. He's like, no, not if you're one of them. But let's get back to my riding machine. Can you get it started for me? He's like, I told you I can't. And Taylor's like, I told you I can. I got some equipment in my dad's garage. I could tune that puppy up real nice. Perfect. Let's go to your house. But Taylor's like, wait a minute. I can't do that. I have to let my dad know that I'm coming home, and I'm not allowed to come home until daddy says it's okay. It's a very weird response. Now, meanwhile, Gunslinger Spawn gets ambushed by Angel, and this fight is awesome. The art detail, the collateral damage, and just like, I mean, even though they say Gunslinger Spawn is the weaker out of the spawns, this guy definitely holds up his own, and he goes in for the kill shot. The Angel blocks it, but then he rarely misses his next shot when he sees the opportunity to go for the open head and instantly kills the Angel. I love how Taylor's like, okay, I just witnessed all this happening, but the only thing that makes sense right now is to escape. And Gunslinger Spawn's like, Taylor, get your ass back here, boy. Okay, I might have to stop with the accents. And Taylor's like, yes, sir. I was bringing your hat right back. Don't hate on me. Mighty kind of you, boy. Here, hold the gun. And he teaches him a lesson on how to properly kill an Angel. You can't shoot him in the chest because it don't kill him. You gotta go straight for the head. Shoots him in the head, and just for good measure, throws a knife at his head because bullets don't stop him. You know what I mean? And he offers Taylor a chance to give it a try. You want to use him for photography practice? No, I'll trash. Okay. Suit yourself. And then we learn that their bodies dissolve into air because, according to Gunslinger Spawn, it's to hide the evidence, so make sure humans don't know what's going on. So now Gunslinger Spawn's like, all right, let's get this gas, let's go home. And it's a full tank that Tyler has to pay for, and they get home and unannounced. Now, Gunslinger Spawn's like, don't worry, your pa will understand. So as Taylor opens the door and apologizes, he is stunned to see that there's a gathering in his dad's living room with these angels. And I recognize that gold angel from, I don't know if it's I believe from King Spawn and Spawn's universe. It's just a sight to see. And his dad's like, what are you doing here? I told you can never come home until I get you. Are you deaf? Are you an idiot? And they're like, we know he's your son, but we can't have any humans interfering. We cannot have any humans knowing that we're here. Taylor calls out for his dad, and his dad could just look down in disbelief and shock and defeat, knowing that your son, I can't help you, man. This is your fault. You have one thing to do. And he's like, Dad, please. And then they're like, take him outside and bury him. And that's when Gunslinger Spawn comes in, and there's about to be some action, and that's where the first act of this book ends right here. Now, I'm going to leave a little meat on the bone with you guys for this book because this is a lot of book, and there's 3 more acts. There's the lynching, which is a story about an old west where Gunslinger Spawn survived on vengeance and on a bounty hunter life and what happened to her sons. That was good, but it wasn't my favorite. My 2 favorites of this one are weapons. It's a story about, it's one of the inventive ways to show how Gunslinger Spawn, the why behind his bullets and what his bullets do and how he evolved. I'm not going to spoil that because I got to leave that meat on the bone for you guys. And then finally, my personal favorite story, A Small Gift. It's a story about a young child being bullied in a salon. It's a story of bullying and retribution as Gunslinger Spawn corrects the wrong, Western style. Now, that is the most gangster story in my opinion. Link in description if you guys wish to purchase the book, because I always love if you guys decide to purchase this book from RatedComics.com. Link in description, obviously for biased reasons. You know, support the art, support the industry. What's my conclusion on this? I mean, I think it's not King Spawn, but this is an issue you want on your shelf right now. The artwork alone is worth every penny, but the storyline that contributes to Spawn's timeline as it provides that like a fish out of water kind of deal from 1800s to now 200 years later is funny, and you can have a read of this comic several times over and just appreciate it. I think it's great. I enjoyed it. Once again, it's not King Spawn. If King Spawn were a ribeye, I have no problem with the New York strip steak either. So with that being said, Gunslinger Spawn issue number 1. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, You know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.